it's Michelle from The Scattered Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. Today is day 29 of Scrap-O-Ween. It's Trick or Treat Tuesday, and today I am so excited about the technique I'm going to be using today. I saw Sandi from Steakgoddess here on YouTube do it, just the other day, and I saw her do it several years ago, and I'll be sure and link her down below so you can see her do this technique. But she calls it the glittered galaxy background, and I'm excited to try it. So I have a bunch of Distress Oxide inks picked out. I have some Brutus Monroe Glitter Glaze. I think, yeah, this is in Fallen Snow. Look how pretty that is. I hope you can see that. Oh, that's so pretty. The photo I'm going to be scraping today is this one here of my husband and myself at a corner in our neighborhood that always gets just so decorated. And in years past, I've taken pictures of our girls in front of it, but last year it was just me and my husband, and so we got a picture of us at that corner. So I've got a stencil out, I've got all my other supplies out, so let's get started. When Sandi said that this technique is a labor of love, she was not kidding. My arm and shoulder hurt so much after this. I really need to go work out. But what I'm doing is I am just laying down some color on this white cardstock, and I'm using the Basil Marshmallow. It has a really smooth surface, so I'm really able to put the color on the paper really well. It takes it a little bit to really kind of soak in, so you can kind of manipulate and maneuver your color a little bit on it. And I picked out as many colors as I had that I thought kind of felt Halloween-y to me. And so what I picked out is Shaded Lilac, Dusty Concord, Wilted Violet, Carved Pumpkin, Spiced Marmalade, Mowed Lawn, Crackling Campfire, Forest Moss, Scattered Straw, and Rustic Wilderness. And here you can see I have completely, or I will have, there. Now I have completely covered the white cardstock, and I've made sure that all my colors are touching each other. They're kind of overlapping a little bit, and in this case, I did not want any white showing through. Now, this next thing that I'm going to do, well, after I make sure I have really put down some good thick color. Let's see, that one was Forest Moss, and I think that Forest Moss is an excellent color for Halloween. I need to make sure I use it more often. But the next step in this technique is to cover the entire page with black soot Distress Oxide. And from what I'm understanding, you really do want to use the Distress Oxide because it is water reactive. And here you can see that I'm just kind of going through, making sure that I have all of the colors covered up. And I'm not sure if I need to get some re-inker and put some more ink in this ink pad or not, because you can still kind of see the color showing through the black, but you want to cover up the whole paper. And then using the stencil, and I'm using a Scrapping Reflections stencil, I forget what it's called, but All-Star, I think, is the stencil, and it's one of my favorite stencils. But you can see that I'm just taking this glitter glaze, and I am just running it through the stencil, and you can already see the ink reacting with the glitter glaze. You can see the colors starting to mix in with the glitter glaze. And I did make sure I didn't put put my thing back in there. Oh, and look, there you can see how all of the colors are already starting to shine through from that glitter glaze. And I slowed this down so you could see the reveal. There it is. And as it dries, it gets more intense. And I don't think the video or the pictures really do it justice. It's beautiful. This is probably one of my most favorite techniques I have done. I don't know that I'm going to do it very often unless I start lifting weights. But it is well worth it because it is beautiful. Now I have set that off to dry. I don't always wait for my mixed media to dry, but in this case I wanted it to, you know, work its magic and be beautiful. So I have set it off to dry, and now I am working on matting my photo, and I drew out a little sketch there on a sticky note so that I could kind of have an idea of where I wanted to go, and also making sure that I don't cover up too much of that background because, again, I spent a whole lot of time on it, a lot of effort. It's beautiful, and I don't want to cover it up. So I have matted my photo in an orange paper, and then I'm using an acetate from Bella Boulevard that's got orange hearts on it. And I have this little journaling spot here. And these are cupcake toppers that I have taken the toothpick out of. And I'm just going to stack them up. And I picked out these jack-o'-lanterns because the decorations behind us are all like scarecrows with jack-o'-lantern heads. And then there's just jack-o'-lanterns sitting there. And so I decided to use these jack-o'-lantern cupcake toppers. And I've got my part of my title down, and I don't like it. I do not like how it's sitting there, but I'm not exactly sure how I want to fix it just yet. So I'm going to try the rest of, or at least this part of the title, and I'm thinking I'm going to like how the sweet treat is going to sit, but I do not like how that being together is up there at the top. And I was like, I've got to figure out something else for this. So thankfully it is on the acetate, so I can take it off pretty easy. But I think if I move that is A to a different spot, I can bring that being together down. Because I didn't like all of the hearts covered up. Just like I don't like all of the stars covered up, I wanted some of my hearts to show through too. So I've brought down the being together, and then I am using a wet glue over top of this glitter glaze. Sandi does say that she has found it to be much more successful in sticking with using a wet glue instead of like ATG tape on top of the glitter glaze. So that is what I'm doing. And then now that I am much more happy with how my title is, I go ahead and finish putting that down. And it does say being together is a sweet treat, which it is. And then I just have a little bit of journaling there. And I said this Halloween was our first one with just us in a long time. We got our picture with the decorated corner for the first time too. So we had a couple of firsts last year. Our girls were out doing Halloween with all their friends, so it was the first time in a long time. It was just us. And of course, I couldn't help myself. I had to put on some Distress mica stain, and it is Flickering Candle. And that is going to do it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you check the links below to see Sandi using this technique. She does it in 2 different kind of ways, so make sure you do look at those videos, and hopefully you can kind of see the colors shining through. Oh, it's so beautiful. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.